Welcome, everybody. Let's get started with some introductions. Now, we're in a long Greyhound bus kind of style here. So to do this well, some of you are going to have to turn your chair a little bit, curl your chairs together, but get yourself in a group of 4, 5, 6 guys, not 12, but 4, 5, 6 guys, and introduce, I had a problem. There it is. It's working again. Tell each other your name, where you were born, and presuming those don't take much time for you to figure out, the third one might take some thought. One thing you think makes for an amazing marriage. So I'm going to pause for 30 seconds and ask you to not say anything for 30 seconds because some people are turtles, we'll come to later, and they need quiet time to think. So 30 seconds. One thing that makes for an amazing marriage before you talk to anyone else. So this is very fast. It goes like this. Randy Hunter, St. Paul, Minnesota. Finding a financial strategy in your home that makes it least likely that either husband or wife would think the other spends money foolishly. That's a big deal, and there are strategies that let you avoid that. But I've also had more time to think about this than you did, so that's not really fair. In your little group, 4, 5, 6 guys, tell each other these 3 things.
I'm Josh. And I grew up walking around even when you're mad.
I think communication is the same. Are you listening? Not all
trailer and over whatever.
Does anybody want to give up one of your things that you think makes for an amazing marriage? You can tell the thing that someone else in your group said. Steal one of theirs, or maybe they're too shy to tell us. Anyone? Something that makes for an amazing marriage. Yeah. Communication. Everyone says that first. Communication's easy. It's motivation to communicate that's hard. But communication, absolutely. Yeah.
I had spending time apart.
Spending time apart. That's interesting. Sometimes makes for a good marriage.
I meant short duration.
Short duration. Yeah, each couple works that out. For some, that's really important. Others, my wife couldn't imagine being away from me for more than no, just kidding. Colin? Having one person who enjoys cooking, and the other one enjoys making reservations. Well, the things you heard in your group, the things that you will hear today, they are what some would call pain points. If we had the time, I would list them on an easel pad And those would be the things we'd want to talk about, because those are the things you don't have that you wish you had, or the things you have that you wish you had more of. And that's worth a conversation with your wife. What we're going to do for the next 47 minutes are all things that I hope you duplicate with your wife. These conversations we have, including this one, honey, what do you think makes for an amazing marriage, are all for you to take home and do with your wife. So consider this booklet a date night companion. These activities are things you'll do with your spouse. Keep it in the car so that when you pull up to your favorite romantic, elegant dinner spot, like Culver's, yeah. You got it right there. You can take it in with you and have these conversations. Very quickly, who am I? Randy Hunter is my name. Been married to Karen for 40 years. God has blessed us with 3 children. Philip, who's a pastor in Tampa area, and they have 5 kids, Philip and Andrea. Paige, our daughter and son-in-law, are in the Madison area. They have 3 kids. And Jackson, our son holding the baby on the left, is single. He's a sheriff's deputy in Sauk County. So if you know of any Christian, godly women in Sauk County, pass them on. We sail. That's what we do for fun. We fill up a big boat. I'm a certified skipper, so we rent boats and sail them for fun, and we're always happy to bring other couples along with us. If you're single, sorry, you're out. Go get a wife, and then just because the cabins are built for 2. I serve as pastor at St. Andrew Lutheran Church in Middleton. It's the west side of Madison. What a great church. What a blessing it is to have been part of it for 4 decades. And it's a church that truly commits to marriage ministry, which means they pay for a lot of it, which is just, I've been so blessed and gifted by that church. I'm also the creator and director of graceformarriage.com. A couple hundred hours of teaching, video, worksheets, and things that I've developed for people to access on their own, to use as an individual couple, for churches to use as small groups or Bible studies or that kind of thing. That's marriage, graceformarriage.com. Well, you signed up for Forge, a Stronger Marriage. And it tells me that you are well aware that marriage has the opportunity, has the potential for great delight, and it has the potential to crush a person. I have witnessed men who are at the pinnacle of their career look crushed because he spent too much time chasing that dollar, and when he got that promotion, his wife said, "No, I'm out." Or drinking too much, and his wife said, "I can't take this anymore," and she was out. Or pornography, and his wife said, I can't compete with that, I'm out. All successful men who look just crushed. Repentant, I'm very happy to say, but that's what marriage has the power to do. Why? Because God made it that way. God designed it that way. Marriage didn't evolve at the end of the late Bronze Age as a way of settling property disputes. God designed marriage. And if we want to forge a stronger marriage, well, let's open his book and find out what he gives us there for direction. Here are the 3 things you're going to do in the next 42 minutes to do that, to forge a stronger marriage. Know your wife better, improve your communication, someone said, and practice God's design for red-hot monogamy. Which my wife said, "Oh, honey, why don't you just make it God's design for biblical sexuality?" I said, these are men. I are one. The men will respond fine to red-hot monogamy. We're on page 3. Isn't it odd that when God designed the first married couple, he used the word "no" to describe the way that their lovemaking? Adam knew his wife. Adam made love to his wife. What an interesting word. In Hebrew, your pastors who are in or others who studied Hebrew, yada, it means to know. And you can see already in that, the Lord was saying, here's a way that you are going to know each other, that no one else will know you like that. No one else will know you. You will not know anyone else. This is a different kind of knowing. Yada. But it's the word, it's the Hebrew word, just to know. Like I might say, do you know how long it's going to snow? The word yada, same thing. So The more interesting thing is that's the same word the Lord God uses to describe our relationship with him. They will all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, for declares the Lord, for I will forgive their wickedness and will remember their sins no more. The Lord God used the same word to describe how we know him as the word to describe a husband and wife making love. Now that tells you something right off the bat. This is nothing to be ashamed of. God's plan for sex and marriage is nothing to be ashamed of. And so Christians ought not to be ashamed to talk about it in the proper setting, and it's something God created. So why would we be ashamed? Satan would love to twist it and torque it and use it his way, but we don't have to let him. We're going to get to that. That's the red hot monogamy part. But the knowing each other, well, that's something God desires for us to have with him and with each other, our spouses. So right where you see these words in your booklet there, write your spouse's what? Your wife's, and then complete those 5 things. Don't talk to others about it. This is just you, and you have 1 minute. That's about a minute. If you're taking longer than that, you're either overthinking it or you're bluffing it. So you know it or you don't. There are advantages to knowing God better. And there are advantages to knowing your spouse better. And then the two are very closely related. You tell me now, what might an inattentive spouse give as an answer to each of those? An inattentive spouse, the husband who's not paying attention, and you ask, tell me your wife's favorite hobby. What might an inattentive spouse say? I don't know. Yeah, well, you'd have to ask her. Ha, ha, ha. She doesn't have any, meaning you haven't been paying attention. What might an inattentive spouse say about number 4, favorite foods? Someone who's not paying attention might say, nachos? No, it's you. Yeah. When my wife's birthday is coming up and I don't know what to get her, typically that means I haven't been paying attention. Although, we're approaching an age now where we got everything we need. We just don't need any more stuff. So, honey, you don't get a gift because you just don't need it. That wouldn't work so well. If I end up calling my kids like the day before her birthday or a week of Valentine's, for example, and say, has mom said anything she'd like? Man, my bad, because I probably haven't been paying attention. What about a spouse who's intimately familiar? So a husband who's been paying attention, how might he respond? Your spouse's favorite hobby. And he might say, what's that? Golf. Yeah, maybe you gave her golf clubs, knitting, whatever. And chances are you could go on and on about it. She likes gardening, and then she has her favorites, and she nurtures them all spring, and then in summer, every week, she takes a different bouquet to a different neighbor, and that's the husband who can go on and on about any of these. That's probably the guy who's really been paying attention and listening to her. You're going to get some homework, and this is part of the plan for you to take this home, to enjoy this with your spouse. It's great that you learn from some other guys here, but guys kind of stink. So you don't want that. I mean, you want this with your wife. And these conversations we're having are the same ones you can have with your wife. So even that one. Honey, what do you think are my favorite hobby, food, friends, whatever? And just have fun with it. Learn from each other. And find out if you're not paying enough attention. It doesn't mean you're defeated. It just means, oh, you can pay attention now. Here are more activities to help you do that. They're on pages 4, 5, 6, 7. We're not going to go through them. That's homework for you and your spouse. Have fun with it, but learn from it too. A couple of things. One, don't make it, some of you are so competitive, you just want to win. You may, but you also may lose by doing that. It's not really a competition. If you need that in order to be motivated to do it, okay, we're going to keep score. But it's not a competition as much as simply to learn from each other. And here's the second thing. Don't rush through them. These activities could take you weeks, months of date nights, maybe longer. Maybe you only get through 1 or 2 and you get into a conversation and are learning from each other. And that's it. That's fine. Don't feel like you need to get through the whole page or that whole activity. Take your time with it. Okay, so know your wife better. We want to know God better. Part of his design for marriage is that we know each other better. Improve your communication. We're on page 8 now. Any conversation you have, this would not be a bad goal. Let's make this more about us and how we're doing, and not so much just about you, especially if it's a conversation with some difference or conflict in it. It's not just about what you have done or what I wish you would do. This is now a conversation about us. In our church, we have a lot of weddings, and when an engaged couple comes up to me in the atrium and says, Pastor, we just got engaged last weekend. Can we schedule a wedding and get on the pre-marriage workshop schedule and all that? My question for them is, I'm so happy for you. Tell me an area where you're incompatible. And kind of like I stuck a pin in a balloon, like, oh, what do you mean? They look at me through these rose-colored glasses and say, we're very compatible. And, I just want to pat them on the head and say, oh, my child, yeah, you are, but things change. And how will you stay in communication as they do? And you really don't know everything you need to know about each other yet. I've been married 40 years. I don't know everything I need to know about my wife yet. So incompatibility happens, and it's grounds for marriage, not separation. But we've got to communicate through that and learn more about each other as we do. Just privately again, record 3 ways you've changed since you were first married. Some of you have been married a long time. You'll have lots of them. Some of you have been just married. It'll be a little harder. But if we had more time and if your spouse here, I'd change that 3 to 5. But at least 3 for now. 3 ways that you've changed since you were married. Not your spouse, you. And I'll tell you when a minute is up. Anybody want to give an example? Why isn't my mic on? It's this. Anybody care to share an example? Tell us. Yeah. I've mellowed out a little bit. Yeah.
Don't go to the bars as much.
Don't go to the bars as much. It's a good one.
Less spontaneous.
Less spontaneous.
Less self-centered.
Less self-centered?
Better listener?
What?
Better listener?
What? Sorry. Better listener, he said.
I know my own personality better.
Know my own personality better. Yeah, my wife, by my count, my wife has lived with at least 5 different men. And I won't bore you with all the changes I've gone through, some professionally, some personally, some vocationally, and all kinds of things that she didn't know she was getting into when she married me. And the same is true of her. Wouldn't it be good to ask her this same question? You change. This is the fallacy of, if you've ever encountered someone who was puzzled that you didn't live together before you got married. How could you ever marry someone you haven't lived with first? You don't even know who that person is. What a bunch of nonsense. Every study I've read about marriage says you're more likely to divorce if you live together first. And here's probably the biggest reason. You thought this person would stay the same forever? And then a month or two, or a week or two, or a year or two, or 5, they've changed? Well, of course you're going to change. And if that's your criteria, you just jump from spouse to spouse for your whole life. That's nasty. So yeah, we change, and it's not a bad thing to be closely in tune to what those changes are as we do. So here would be a good question to ask your wife. On your next date, ask your wife to do the same activity, and then compare your answers. It's not something to argue about. This isn't volatile. It's kind of fun. It sure is better than what I've heard some people say. Pastor, we just grew apart. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. I just know that's not God's plan. So what you did, you didn't really grow apart. You stopped repenting. You just stopped repenting. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Staying in touch with these changes about each other can at least make us aware and help us respond to each other in ways that are good for us. Biblical reasons for our incompatibility. Where are we? Oh, there are 3 passages listed there. You tell me from Genesis 3:11 to 13. Tell me a reason for our incompatibility at times. What's that?
Disobey God.
Disobey God. Just flat out, I don't care what you say. Our incompatibility, another biblical reason?
Inward focus.
Inward focus. Do what I want, what seems best to me. There's a character in the script here. There's a being, a real being, Satan. And he'll use everything in his power to destroy your marriage. He knows what a destroyed marriage will do to you and your children and grandchildren and church members and work and so on. Ugh. So he would love to destroy that, just like he did in the garden. How about the next one? Romans 7:18. Tell me a reason for our incompatibility. Sinful nature, we all got it. The only person who ever walked this earth without it was Jesus Christ. We all got it. That's a reason. The third one, Mark 7:21 to 22. Tell me a reason for our incompatibility. These things that come out of us, sometimes just because we're fallen creatures, sometimes because we live in a world that's fallen too. And it just comes at us from outside us. But it's all part of the reason for our incompatibility. But from Ephesians 5:21 to 33, determine biblical solutions to our incompatibility. Get in the same group you were just in, and the person who was born closest to here will keep your answers, and in 3 minutes, you'll tell the rest of us. So you got to know first who was born closest to here. That should take about 15 seconds to figure out, and then get on with the task.
I made the change. I didn't get what we're doing. What was the homework again?
Biblically provide determine biblical solutions for our incompatibility.
Is that the ones we're supposed to list?
Yeah, we're supposed to read the Ephesians 5.
Okay.
There.
I got it. Okay, got it. Okay. Self-respecting and submitting to one another. Selflessness. Selfishness. Pride. Yeah, right. No one decide to win every match. It's we walk. That's what I mean. It's kind of win. I mean, when you say that, when you say, you know, I'm sorry, forgive me, and give her a big hug. Yeah, what do you want?
What hunting trip do you want to go on?
What do you want? Yeah. There's a motivation.
There's no motivation behind it.
The big ass was coming. I don't know what it is.
That's number one.
Okay, one born closest to here. Tell us one solution that you find in this section of Scripture. And if you hear someone else take yours, would you not repeat it? Give us something else. And if you don't have anything else, we don't want to hear repeats, is the point of that. So we'll start up here and work our way around the room and come back to the front.
Verse 33.
Okay.
Must love his wife as he loves himself.
Love his wife as he loves himself. Thank you. Next group there. Born closest to here. Go on. We'll come back to you if you want.
Submit to one another.
Submit to one another. It's a really interesting word. It's a military word that meant it's an oath that the military people would take, joining the Greek army. I voluntarily and willingly commit to what's best for the group. I will submit, I will give in to whatever the commanding officer tells me. Because if you've been in the military, you can't just wake up at, you can't just tell the guy waking you up at 5 a.m., I don't feel like running today. You just don't get to do that. It's for the good of the whole group. Others will suffer because you're not being a part, but it's willingly. You want to do this. So thank you. Another one behind you there, middle.
Look to Christ to model marriage.
Look to Christ, how he put us first before himself. And each one of these, you can see what Christ has done for us, and then turn it around and ask, and how can I show my gratitude to you, Lord Jesus? And the answer is by how I live with my spouse. Back there, more.
If two will become one flesh, so being intimate.
Yeah. Two will become one flesh, being intimate. If I'm working with a couple and I find out they haven't been sexually intimate in months, usually by the time I'm involved, or a year or more, My encouragement is get some help. Maybe it's physical, go to a doctor. Maybe it's psychological, maybe it's emotional, grieving. Could be all kinds of reasons. But man, get some help and get back to what God's plan for marriage is. Back of the room? Thank you. Back over there.
Putting your wife first.
Putting your wife first. Thank you. Coming up this way, anybody?
They said all ours.
They took them, yeah. They were probably listening to you. Are you going to give us one? Yeah.
Your husbands are the head of the wife. Be a spiritual leader.
Be a spiritual leader in your home. Men, there's nothing better than for you to be the pastor in your home. You be the spiritual leader. You be the one to grab the devotion book. You be the one to say, let's pray. You be the one to say, we're going to church. We're not going to let a 10-year-old soccer coach tell us what our family does. I'm so serious. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. But now I'm just sounding like a curmudgeonly old grandpa.
How can you do that when your wife works first and you work second?
He wants to know how you can do that when your wife works first shift and you work second. Well, there's third shift. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. There are going to be 100 different variables here that will make it difficult. And the best I can say in answer to that is if you want to, you'll find a way. Some way. It won't be maybe the way you want or the way others do, but you want to find a way. Yeah.
Say, this is just a response. Say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't ever want to hurt you like that again. Say things like those. Hey, wonderful. There's more. There's a lot more. Read this with your wife. And then ask the same question. These are the kinds of activities you can do together. And if your wife was sitting here, you would. Read it together and maybe finish with this question. One thing I want to try to do to put you first is, you saying this to your spouse, not asking your spouse, what will you do to put me first? You saying this to your spouse, one thing I want to try to do. So you're not signing your name in blood, you're not committing, but it's honest. I want to try to do this to put you first. And it becomes very practical real soon. You can't just talk spiritual words. Here's the thing I'm going to do. Maybe it's a small thing. And most things in marriage are small things. The things that make for a great marriage are mainly the small things that over time add up. So when you walk in the door, your wife greets you. That's a little thing. But every day, that turns into a big thing. You're at the breakfast table and you have a conversation with each other instead of looking at your phones. That's a small thing, but that's a big thing. That's probably 80% of marriage are the small things. You don't get to spend all your marriage drinking margaritas on the beach in the Bahamas. That's not reality for most of them. If it's you, I want to marry you. But it's just not the reality it's just not the reality. It's these small things that really do add up and shape your marriage. So you could have this conversation with your spouse. Are you a minimizer? Minimizers are like turtles. They withdraw into their shells and they come out very infrequently and with very little to offer. A minimizer in communication is the one who always sucks it down to the salient points. No more words than are absolutely necessary, like the opposite of a pastor. It's just, and then back in the shell. He acts that way. And he needs that. So what does a minimizer do? He needs time to be alone. He needs, or she, in this case, if your wife is a minimizer, needs time to think, time to process before I speak. Some of these activities we'll do, if we have time. I'll give you 30 seconds or a minute or two to think first, because that's the way your spouse might need too. Those are minimizers. They're like turtles. They go into their shells. Or are you a maximizer? Maximizers are kind of the opposite. They let it all out. What does a hailstorm do? Maximizers are like a hailstorm. They relentlessly pelt you with hail. They don't stop. It just keeps coming. It's what energizes them. They love the conversation. You're probably a hailstorm if you're the person who says, hear me out. I just got to talk this thing through. I'm not sure what I think yet. Just listen to me. Yeah, you're a hailstorm all over the place. And you probably have a to-do list with 15 things on it, but you never get it done. And then you lose the list and you start over because that's just the way you operate. Hailstorms and turtles. Why do you suppose it is, at least it sure seems this way to me, that so often hailstorms marry turtles? I don't know. And there's no answer in the Bible. I could think of two reasons. One might be it's just a freaky law of nature that turtles are attracted to hailstorms and hailstorms are attracted to turtles. It could be that. Or it could be the Lord's sense of humor. I'm going to put these two together and see how these kids do. It's not even so bad, you know. And if you're both the same, there are certain advantages to that. You kind of know how the other thinks, and that's kind of good. On the other hand, if you're both hailstorms, you'll kill each other. Maybe, I don't know. So there's benefits to being the same. There's benefits to being. My wife and I are totally opposite. She is a total turtle. Does not like conflict, needs time to think it through. You'd never know it when she's under stress because she's just pulls into her shell. I, on the other hand, when I'm under stress, everybody knows it. Secretaries hide from me. Oh no, here he comes. I've heard this from staff in our building. Stay away from him. And it's not right or wrong. It's just the way that God made you. And the other thing to note, though, is the more a turtle withdraws, the more often a hailstorm tends to hail. And the more a hailstorm hails, the more the turtle tends to withdraw. So here's the question. Which are you? Give that a little thought. You got to pick one. Some people are going to say, well, I'm kind of both. Nope, then you're a hailstorm. You could ask your spouse. She'll tell you, you know, honey, you're totally this or you're totally that.
Is there a third option?
Is there a third option? You're a hailstorm. No, that's way too flippant, but it kind of tends to go that way. There are a lot of us in this room, but I think we can make it work. You're not going to sit down, but stand up, and all the turtles go to this side of the room. You can stand in among the chairs, and all the hailstorms go to this side of the room and just stand in among the chairs. So there's going to be a great collide here, but you'll get through it. So turtles over here, hailstorms over there.
Can't decide? Then you're a hailstorm.
Yeah, that's what Pastor said.
Yeah, well, that's okay. We're about even. Look at that. Here's your exercise. Don't have to sit down. Just huddle up together, maybe with half the room, or a third. You don't have to sit down, maybe not groups of 4 or 5, but just bigger groups of guys. Turtles, list hailstorm behaviors that upset you. What do they do that upsets you? And hailstorms list turtle behaviors that upset you. You have 4 minutes, and this isn't going to work, the pet turtle thing. Would you just keep track of some of your answers? Let's do it that way.
sometimes you want to make a decision with each other, but it ends up right because they don't say it. They think about it 2 days later, and they make a decision they can fight
I want to talk about
I like to argue from work. Like I'm not. I know people. I'm not like. I like to have a good, just a good vigorous discussion. Sure. You know, just for.
Let's learn from each other.
We've been thinking about all
So Turtle said, it's too soon. We're still thinking about this. By the way, don't take that slowness as intellectually challenged. Slow and easy wins the race. And I have worked with both turtles and hailstorms, and each has an advantage. So don't think of it that way. These are just the ways God made us. So turtles, tell us. Tell the hailstorms, here's what you do that really bothers us and makes us upset. And go ahead. We didn't get a turtle guy, so we'll just have. I want it done. The hailstorm wants it done right now. Did you hear that Amazon came out with a new Alexa? Yeah, the male version of Alexa. Yeah, same. It does the same, but they named it Alex, so it's hey Alex. The only difference is you have to tell it 3 times, and it takes 10 weeks to get it done. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Turtles, some more. What do hailstorms do that upset you? Drama. Oh, you want to see a turtle suck into its shell. I don't need this. Others?
give you ideas that they want you to start fleshing out for them.
Thank you. Give you ideas they want you to flesh out with them, for them. Thank you. And probably right now. Anything else, turtles? Complaining and nitpicking. The goal here and the purpose here, men, is for you to listen to the other side, especially if your wife is the other. These are just guys. They're nobodies. But listen, because maybe this is your wife. And this is what she's telling you. Here's what you do that upsets me. And you can argue with it, which is just really a dumb way to be a husband. Or you can just listen and try to adjust. You're not going to stop being a hailstorm, but you can try to adjust if you know what bothers her. Hailstorms, you tell the turtles, here's what you do that upsets us.
Silent treatment.
Yeah, they're in their shell. Silent treatment.
Leaving the conversation before it's done.
Leaving the conversation before it's done. It's a favorite turtle move.
Maybe I should cross over.
Yeah, now guys are wanting to switch.
They won't engage in an argument.
Won't engage in an argument. And you love to have it out, man. Yeah.
Slow decision making.
Slow decision making. Yeah, you want to move faster. Yeah, they had some other ideas on the board that are a little bit higher level, but what you're giving are examples of this kind of thing. Don't return to your chairs yet. I'm going to look at this another way. Here's for you turtles. Determine 3 actions that a hailstorm can take to coax a turtle out of its shell. What can they do when you act like a turtle? And hailstorms, what can a turtle do to calm you down when you're acting like a hailstorm? 2 minutes. Think of as many as you can.
Maybe the storm.
Were you listening? No, because I needed time to think.
Like, would now be okay time to discuss it, rather than just really cause arguing with it. It would more be able to just have more safe, healthy chance to hopefully not back.
Prepping the system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one helps. You get talking for 1 minute. No, you're just watching.
I guess we feel that cut that off.
I think showing genuine interest in what I'm trying to say, that we're going to not shoot down.
Okay. Okay, turtles. I put some ideas on the screen, but we'd rather hear yours. That's just for the perfectionists who want the answers, but we'd rather hear yours. So what can a hailstorm do to coax you out of your shell, make this easier for you? What's that? Apologize. Sorry I treated you like a turtle. What can they do? What do you like to have done?
Patient listening.
Patient listening.
Time to think.
Time to think. Anybody over here married to a turtle? Yeah, this is gold. This is worth the price of admission here.
Prepping the situation, not just blowing into the room and having to have the conversation about something you're not prepared for.
Oh, wonderful. Prepping the conversation, not just blowing into the room, and we got to talk about this now. My wife and I have a deal. Either of us can bring anything up anytime, but if it's not a good time, I get to propose another time within 24 hours. Just need time to think about this.
We had that ground rules was the other one.
Ground rules. Yeah.
One thing at a time, nothing's worse than like talk about multiple different things all at the same time.
Thank you. One thing at a time. Well, you should be able to handle more than that. Oh, okay. It doesn't go that way. Others? Those are really great.
Clarify what you want.
Clarify what you want. What do
You want me to listen? Do you want an answer? Do you want...
you want me to be a surgeon or a psychologist? Huh? You want me to get in and fix it, or you just want me to listen, honey? Go to Culver's. Hailstorms, you tell us. What can a turtle do to help you?
At least acknowledge that you understand that there is an issue and what the issue is, but that I just need some time.
Yeah.
Not that you're just sticking your head in the sand and running away.
Thank you. Yeah. Acknowledge there's an issue. Okay, I got it. I heard you. I just can't right now. It's not a good time. Timing is so critical, and to be able to, for both to understand, I can't right now. I'm just too stressed or whatever. Way in the back, there's a pencil up in the air. Not taking what personally? Yeah. So you know you're married to a hailstorm. You know there's going to be hail coming your way, and just smile. That'll really make them angry or her angry. Don't take it personally. This is just who that person is. Yeah.
Lower the volume.
Lower the volume. Difficult conversations tend to end on the same note with which they began. So if you start out yelling, that's probably how it's going to end, yelling.
Just talk and share your feelings.
Be willing to share your feelings. Share your feelings. It can be done. Yeah, you don't have to wear your heart on your sleeve. You're a lumberjack. We get that. But once in a while, it helps for a turtle to be able to say, yes, this is me, and this is how I feel. Can be done.
Letting me know that
I'm upsetting them with the conversation or something like that, because I don't always know that sometimes they're just talking about something and it's like, I didn't know that this was upsetting you.
As it's happening, before you totally withdraw, as it's happening, to be able to say, this is not, can we just pause here for a minute? This is not going the way I wanted it to go. And you're just trying to find ways to communicate that acknowledges the way God made your spouse. That's the smart thing here. Thank you, men. You can go back to your chairs where you were seated. We've got a couple minutes left. Homework. Take this home. We got in 2 groups. One were hailstorms, one were turtles. What do you think I was, honey? And ask your spouse to do these same activities and discuss what you've learned. Incompatibility is grounds for marriage, not divorce, for marriage, and an opportunity to treat your spouse as Jesus treats you. Which brings us to practicing God's design for red-hot monogamy. And we have 2 minutes to do it. But thankfully, you're not going to practice anything here. But at least here's what you can do. These 4 statements. This would be a great activity for your growth group, small group, whatever you call it, men's group. Why is practicing biblical sexuality so important? And biblical sexuality, we haven't even studied it, but it's the opposite of our culture, right? That's enough. You know what it is. And so how do we give glory to God? Why? Because how are we giving glory to God when we practice God's design for biblical married sexuality? Or 2, 3, 4. Lots of answers could flow out of that. In fact, a whole marriage ministry for your church could flow out of that. What are we doing with this? How are we teaching this? What's the best way to teach the boys this? What's the best way to encourage the men in this? And lots could come out of a conversation like that. You can have here, I'm going to ask you to do something you've never done before. Write a prayer for your sex life. What did you do at that men's retreat? Well, actually, honey, I wrote a prayer for our sex life. Number one takeaway. But invite your wife to do the same. And then compare your prayers. And then maybe combine them into one. And then agree with each other, and we're going to pray this every day for a month. You're building your spiritual intimacy at the same time as you're building your physical intimacy. That's pretty cool. Complete this sentence as many ways as you can. When it comes to the lovemaking process, I would like wives to know about men. And wouldn't you know it, my alarm just went off. So we're not going to do this, but it's there for you. How would you respond to that? But better yet, it's not really going away. It's right here in your date night companion because you can ask your wife to do the same thing. When it comes to the lovemaking process, what would you like husbands to know about wives? And this could be generic, all husbands, all wives, or I guess it could devolve into you and me if you take it that way. Compare your answers. And don't get defensive. Just ask why. How interesting is that? Okay. Sorry to have to give that short attention. It deserves a lot of it. It deserves a whole hour, a whole lot more than that. Here are the 3 things you've done in the last 55 minutes. No activities to help you know your wife better, to improve your communication, and at least how we might practice God's gift of sexuality and His design for red-hot monogamy. You're leaving and you're taking these activities with you. Use them. I so much want men and wives to be able, husbands and wives to be able to do this kind of thing daily or weekly, that I wrote a book to help men and women do this together. NPH published it, 5-minute Bible studies, which was designed to be a devotion book. They changed it to 5-minute Bible studies. And it still works as a couple's devotion book. And again, with the caution, don't rush through it. There are activities that go with each devotion, Bible verse, a devotion, an activity. And you might stay on one activity for a week. Don't feel like you need, this is not a daily thing. Just feel like take the time it takes to really exhaust this subject. Well, it's been wonderful to be here with you, men. May God bless you as you give attention to forging a stronger marriage.